Welcome back, friends. I get tired of the same old. Hey guys, this is blah from blah YouTube. This is an update video on my anxiety and Zoloft and a new drug. What could it be? To recap from my first video, I started taking Zoloft. I kind of explained the whole backstory of why I started taking it, how I started taking it, some of the side effects that I had, and just an overall of how it made me feel, things like that. So this is kind of the update video. I think that was actually about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was going to make one a little bit sooner, but some things came up as life does. So basically, where I'm at now, to kind of fill in the gaps from the last video to now, I was at the time of that video having quite a lot of more anxiety than normal. In the last video, I said that I had my anxiety over the course of like 8 months to a year, pretty well manageable. It was kind of, manageable for somebody with high anxiety. A normal person who has normal levels of anxiety would probably think that they were out of their mind. Um, but yeah, say if a normal person runs at, say, a 2 out of 10, I was probably at like a 6 to a 7 on a bad day, but like a 6. So it was like manageable for anxiety people. You guys will know what I'm talking about. But it would be good to just that low level. And then when you're talking to somebody and just I was like, oh shit, what if I have a panic attack right now? Oh my God. Meanwhile, your face is like, yeah, of course. Yeah. It's the plight that we live through. So anyways, yeah, I was the Zoloft ramped my anxiety back up a lot, like to when all the first problems started happening, like those panic attacks and those like depersonalization, a little bit of that. I wasn't quite in depersonalization, but it was kind of like that feeling like I'm about to go, and I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to go into depersonalization again. And if anybody's watching this and has depersonalization or derealization, I had them both. I don't have them anymore. I'll have a feeling like I might be going into it, but then it never really kind of gets into it. It's just that really scared anxiety feeling, like, oh man, you're constantly like, is this normal? Do I feel okay? Do I feel like I'm gonna go into depersonalization? So now, so the good news is though you have depersonalization, if you have depersonalization, it will go away. It'll go away. Give it time. I promise it will go away. Um, the main thing with that, just real quick, because I know there's probably somebody that's feeling those feelings. Out of all the things that I've done with anxiety, stress, things like that, depersonalization was for sure the second scariest thing. Full on anxiety attack was the number one scariest thing. When you're just kind of in that limbo, oh crap, and like everything feels weird. You feel scared, like time seems weird. Like, whew. Have you noticed you get anxiety talking about it? Yeah. But anyways, depersonalization is like scary, but like it's not like a more manageable scary, but it's just constant, like you feel in a bubble and nothing feels real. Like there was one time I was staring at my hand, like, is this is my hand? Like I knew it was my hand, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But once you get out of depersonalization, like one, you're afraid you're gonna go back into depersonalization unless you have your anxiety under control. And two, you kind of like, I've heard other people say it too, and it didn't make sense at the time because I was just afraid it would be forever. Um, you kind of almost forget what it's like to be in depersonalization. Like you still say the same things like when you had depersonalization. Like I would say like, oh, it feels like I'm in a coma and I need to wake up, like that. Like it's a very scary thing to say in general. But that's kind of how it felt. Like nothing feels real. So yeah, just know that it's gonna go away, and you kind of almost forget what it's like to have it, um, unless you feel it again. You're like, ooh, well, yeah, that's a wicked feeling. So just wanted to take a side note and throw that out there. It will go away. It went away from me. It's fine. I mean, I have anxiety still, but I don't have derealization, depersonalization anymore. So it's good. I'll let you know if it comes back, but as of now, it doesn't seem like it's going to be coming back anytime soon. Um, so yeah, update on that Zoloft further is I ended up taking it for another couple weeks past that video, um, and it was doing the same thing every day. Every day I would wake up, I would take the pill. About 15 to 20 minutes after I take the pill, I would have this rush of kind of anxiety and emotion and like an oh crap kind of feeling. Um, and then after about an hour, it would subside, and then the day would be better. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be like great, like woo. Like I think I had maybe 2 or 3 days that were like really really good. Like there was one day I felt so like back to normal. Like if you guys experience it, you know what I'm talking about. Like that, like you feel like normal. Like you feel like, oh, this is old me. Oh my god, this is great. Like I almost cried. It was so awesome. Like I felt great. Um, but I was still getting like the inconsistent bowel movements, and the anxiety was still kind of hitting me pretty hard. It was kind of it was just like it was like on a C. Like it was just kind of up down, up down, up down. And then I finally had my 3 week appointment with my doctor to see how things were going. And I was thinking that he was probably going to bump me up to say 50 milligrams. And I told him basically all the same things I just said here and how I was feeling. And he said that I need to um, get off of Zoloft and try a new drug. And for me, if anybody's like me, I if there's a side effect, I'll probably get it. Like I get all the common side effects typically to a lot of medications. Like my body's sensitive to medication. Um, so he had me switch over. I didn't have to wean off of Zoloft. He just had me directly switch over from Zoloft to Lexapro. Let me tell you about Lexapro. Lexapro is, for me, can't speak for everybody, I'm not a doctor, but from my personal experience, Lexapro is awesome. Lexapro is really awesome. Um, I think being on the Zoloft and switching over, I don't know if my body personally would have been okay because I've tried to take Zoloft several times in the past, and it just didn't quite seem to fit with my body. Whereas, like my dad has taken Zoloft, and for the longest time he was on it for years, and it did really well for him. Eventually, he did switch over to Celexa though, but so yeah, it works for like everybody tells you got to find the what's right for you. Zoloft particularly, I don't think was good for me. I mean, it kind of helped a little bit, and I think it helped kind of wean me over into Lexapro, to be honest with you, because I've seen some Lexapro videos of people that were having side effects, and I didn't really have any of those side effects. I think I kind of got them all the way with the Zoloft. Um, but I mean, day 2 into Lexapro, I felt great. I was taking right now, and I'm still taking it. I'm still taking 5 milligrams, which is the lowest dosage that you can take. I'm taking 5 milligrams a day, every day. I take it in the morning. You can take it at night or morning, however you want. Um, and for the first week, Lexapro, no, like week and a half, Lexapro was like perfect. Every day I would wake up, I'd have a little bit of anxiety as soon as I woke up. But as soon as I took that Lexapro, you can feel it kick in. You can feel like you'll take it in 15 minutes. You'll just have like this little weird, a little warm feeling. You're like, oh, there it is kicking in. And then the rest of the day, here's the best part. I didn't feel medicated. Like you have that, like on Zoloft, I would feel like groggy and like I feel medicated and brought down and whoa, something's pulling me down. I didn't feel medicated, but I didn't feel anxious. I felt like I felt like old me is the best way to describe it. And people with anxiety will know what I'm talking about. Like you was like, oh, I want to feel like I used to feel like when I was a kid. I felt like old me. I felt great. I felt awesome. Um, so currently where I'm at, I think I'm in week 2.5 or 3 or something like that. The last couple of days, we'll be honest, I've had quite a bit of caffeine the last few days, and caffeine's not good for anxiety at all. It's not good. But Starbucks, man, come on now. But anyway, so I kind of cut back that for the last today started. But yeah, so for yesterday and today both, I've kind of my anxiety's been back up. Last couple of days, been having like a lot of anxious feelings. I think what's happening, I think it's a mixture. This is my guess. I think what's happening is right now my body's kind of I'm putting too much caffeine. Got to back caffeine down, and then I think my body is finally starting to get rid of all the Zoloft, which are both reuptake inhibitors. It's just the side effects, and then I'm going from the you know it was 25 milligrams of Zoloft to the 5 milligrams Lexapro. And so my body's now on the 5 milligrams, which is the lowest dosage. So I think that maybe in the next week when I go to my doctor's visit, he'll have me jump up to probably 10. This is a guess, probably 10 milligrams, and see how that does. Um, so to wrap up the review here, um, I went straight from Zoloft over to Lexapro. Lexapro is an amazing drug. Um, the side effects that I've seen that other people have had all seem to be about the same. Um, I know that my doctor did tell me that Lexapro tends to be or tends to have the least amount of side effects of all the SSRIs. So good news, especially if you're uh, what's the word, sensitive to medication like I am. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'm a kind of a busy guy, like a lot of you. I will try to get back to you if I can. Um, you can subscribe, and I don't really get anything because I don't have enough people to get anything out of being subscribed. But I will do a couple more updates as I go along, and let you know when I'm feeling better and how I'm doing and stuff like that. So yeah, those are the only things I really post. So. All right. Well, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I appreciate it. Also, uh, quick tidbit, just real quick. If you sat through this video long enough, um, if you haven't already, check out the anxiety guy. He's here on YouTube. That guy is amazing. That guy is really good. Like, he's got a program, and I haven't bought the program, but I've checked out a lot of his videos on anxiety. The guy is like a guru for anxiety. He's a nice guy. I've never, talked to him, but I've watched a lot of his videos. The guy knows what he's talking about. I put several things of his into practice, and they help considerably with anxiety. So I would highly recommend you at least check him out and see what you think. So yeah, just little help for anybody. All right, guys, take it easy. See you on the next review.